Part 8. Strategy for the All Heavens Dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 71. Zhu Yuanzhang didn't want to talk more to these courtiers. After all, he has already sat in this position, and the task has been completed. The fusion of the two realms can begin at any time. Still, there are some things to be prepared. For example, this palace. Zhu Yuanzhang raised his hand and turned his fingers, and a soundproof barrier unfolded. Sister, what about this palace? You give us ideas. Queen Ma glanced at Zhu Yuanzhang, and then said. I know you didn't think about it. Fortunately, I consulted with the designers sent from Kyushu and our royal craftsmen. How could Zhu Yuanzhang remember this? He was happy to patronize it these days. Haha, it's still a girl, you take precautions, tell us about it. Queen Ma continued. When the two realms merge the two palaces, and let's put in some 853 spirit gold and gems, and even runes. It's about the same as the palace here. And also move the capital here. However, the integration of the two worlds is not something that can be completed overnight, such as the deployment of personnel, urban planning, village and town planning, etc. These are all problems, and we have to ask Kyushu and Dakin to come with some people to help. Zhu Yuanzhang nodded. It seems that in the next few months, I am afraid that I will have to be busy. However, it is also a good opportunity. It is good to be able to select another group of officials in the two worlds. And when the Ming dynasty completes all this, it is supplemented by the establishment of 6 reincarnations. That Daming will also be Yongchang. Zhu Yuanzhang's task is completed, and the integration of the two worlds has begun. Fusion, said to expand the national territory. It doesn't make a difference from the outside world. It seems to be an expansion in the size of the space. Obviously, it still looks like the original. But when you walk inside, you can see all kinds of changes. This magical fusion was naturally recorded in Kyushu for research. Moreover, this secret realm fusion has allowed Daming to increase his troops a lot. And among them, there are many martial arts masters. Whether it is Cao Zhengchun, or Halong Villa, or the ancient Three Links. There is also the Shaolin Temple, and what are the 4 ghosts of Xiangzi. All sects and sects are all pulled into the raiders. Hurry up and brush. If you don't brush the points, Emperor Ming will brush you. Anyway, these are the 2 options. As for Gu Santung and Zhu Ignorance, there is also a love triangle between Su Xian. That's the of Emperor Ming. Whatever you want, as long as you hand in enough points every day, you can go to the waves. Anyway, it is impossible to die dead, and if you die, you will be resurrected. And Su Xian, in the end in the original fate, did he ever love Zhu Ignorance, even for a moment? No one knows. She doesn't want to be involved in this matter anymore, she just wants to be with her son. Urging right and wrong to have a son and a half-daughter with the county lord as soon as possible. Just after Cheng Shifei hurriedly sent his mother away, he found several other secret agents to go to the secret realm of the dungeon. The heavenly proclamations have come. Every announcement from the heavens is a big deal. The last time was reincarnation. What will it be this time? Origin Welfare Secret Realm. Dungeon Warcraft Mountain Range. This dungeon secret realm is the secret realm of the welfare of the Origin Raider. There are many monsters, herbs, minerals, and even treasures in this dungeon. All raiders can participate, and all gains belong to me. All those who die in this secret realm will receive a free perfect resurrection. All those who die in this secret realm will receive the achievement Origin Battle 5 Scum. Note, this copy lasts for 7 days, and the secret realm will be closed after 7 days. If you read a violent novel, go to Fila Novel Network. Are you a scumbag? No, I'm not. No, you are. An extraordinary secret realm called the Demon Beast Mountain Range made the Origin Raiders fall into discussion. One side has a complete transcendent cultivation, and even has a world of ascension. Eastern Emperor Tai, do you have any thoughts on the use of this power called Do Yi? According to the information, in this demonic beast mountain range, its top demonic beast is the peak of the Duhuang. This Duhuang peak is similar to the second and third order of immortals such as us. The strength is about the same, not strong, but it's not bad. But if it is compared to the supernatural martial arts technique, it may be even worse than the second and third order human immortals. Alright, this place is a copy of welfare, mainly for those transcendent materials. It's not just an extraordinary material. Indeed, it is not only the transcendent material, but most importantly, the demonic beast of the Warcraft mountain range. Extraordinary monsters. Your Majesty, we should give priority to capturing transcendent magical beasts, followed by mining other transcendent materials. 0. After Li Si and the others discussed, they immediately made a decision. Li Si is right, these extraordinary demonic beasts are full of treasures, and we will keep them in captivity. I remember there was a place full of snakes, insects, rats, ants. This place is Olympia. Yes, it's this place where we can raise extraordinary demonic beasts in captivity. Well, that's a good idea. This extraordinary beast has a wonderful use as a mount, a war horse, or even food. As Dachin and the others spoke, they had already begun to plan the hybridization of demonic beasts, as well as the breeding aspect. Yingzheng is so happy. Anyway, you just have to do it. Of course, Dakin is not the only one who pays this kind of attention. Remove the power of the Ming dynasty and Kyushu. Of course, the scattered people also have to develop. Fire Kylin, no, this demon beast mountain range's demon beast, there is no such species as a Kylin. The fire unicorn jumped up, and a mouthful of flame spit fell to the ground, exploding a hole. If you don't believe it, you can't help it. Anyway, when the time comes, let's go together. As long as you fancy it, I'll get it back for you. In that case, I'm good enough. Only then did the fire Kylin blink a few times, indicating that it was very satisfied. It lives up to its friendship of shedding some blood every few days. Then the fire unicorn opened its own light curtain and rushed to 4.6 to contact its buddies. Wee-oh. Pretty boys, foxes, carved fur, Warcraft mountain range. And just when the Origin space was ready to go to the Warcraft mountain range. On the periphery of the Warcraft mountain range, a young man looked confused. Looking at a curtain of light in front of him, all kinds of information flashed on it. Congratulations on becoming a heavenly raider. Complete the dungeon of the secret realm of the Warcraft mountain range to obtain the qualification to enter the Origin space of the heavens and 10,000 worlds. Mission: lead your companions to plunder the entire Warcraft mountain range for 7 days. It turns out that the teacher is not a golden finger. This is my golden finger, Xiao Yan said in a trance. A soul body floated aside, and he seemed to hear a hint of a new love in the mouth of his unfilial apprentice. Strategy for the All Heavens dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author: I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 72. Xiao Yan was very puzzled. Didn't he say leading his teammates? What about people? What do you give to my teammates? Xiao Yan, what's the matter with you, kid? Xiao Yan did not answer, but was in the midst of gains and losses. Could it be that your gold finger is broken? However, the light curtain jumped out of another message, which made him breathe a sigh of relief. Party started. Welfare Secret Realm Warcraft Mountain Range open. Now, my teammates should be here. Muttered. A loud bang came out of nowhere, startling him. Xiao Yan, run, this kind of power, at least it's a Dosheng. Yao Lao hurriedly urged. However, when he saw Xiao Yan looking at the sky in a daze, he also followed Xiao Yanfan's eyes. I'm so cracked. Sure enough, Yao Lao's words are honest and don't deceive me. I saw the sky crack open a rift across the sky. The Buddha was boundless and powerful, and a hole was opened in the whole world, slowly cracking into the space. From a distance, you can see countless eyes that seem to be green, staring evilly at the demon beast mountain range below. It seems that the most primitive beast disaster has befallen it. When the crack was opened at 05, Yao Lao saw the appearance clearly. That's a myriad of people, and this person's breath is strong and weak. The strong man seems to have the power of the Do Sheng. The weak also have the strength of a fighter or even a big fighter. But the main thing, there are still too many people, is overwhelming, and it is obviously a few elite armies. And the corners of Xiao Yan's eyes twitched, and his heart was even more speechless. Is this my teammate? Where did this robber come from? Wait, what's that? Xiao Yan looked at the sky with a dull gaze, the huge and delicate group of mechanical spaceships. Aerospace Carrier Battle Group. That's right, the focus is on that battle group. Commander Wu, today's aerospace aircraft carrier battle group, yes, this is the third generation, it can already be used in actual combat. Wang Jian stood in the command room and nodded. Daming Suda looked at it with hot eyes, but unfortunately Daming really can't afford it now. Can only reluctantly buy the first generation aerospace aircraft carrier group at a discount. It's not much, so I bought it. Moreover, the people of Dakan and Daming also know the character of Kyushu. This third generation is already ready for actual combat. The fourth generation must have been experimenting in the rear secret realm. The fifth generation is being assembled. The sixth generation is in development. Careless. But it won my heart. This time, the third generation aerospace aircraft carrier battle group will be pulled to the warcraft to shake it. Of course, it is also for the purpose of displaying the goods. It's to remind Dakan that your second generation can be replaced. But the most important thing is that I still want to try, the power of the transcendent world. Is there any obstacle to technology? Wang Jian and Li Si also knew Kyushu's thoughts. But this pit, they really want to jump. After thinking about it, the two glanced at each other, and then looked at Suda and Li Shanchang and others in Daming. A few people who saw the Ming dynasty were furious in their hearts. Then he smiled, I don't know what the hell he was thinking. But in this way, both in heaven and on earth, all the monsters are going to suffer. It's a pity that this secret realm is a restricted level welfare secret realm, and it can't be separated from the Demon Beast mountain range 200 miles away. However, they will not be so arrogant. After all, in this world, there are doughty powerhouses that can be compared to low-level immortals. Of course, from what they saw from the information, they didn't know that there was no Do Emperor powerhouse in this world today. Like a faraway land. There are many strong people, looking at the Warcraft mountain range from afar. Sol Tiandi's eyes flashed with essence. He could feel that none of the people who came out of that rift in the space could fight him. And after that spatial rift, there must be an unknown world. If you read a violent novel, go to Phila Novel Network. But among these people, there is not a single fighting saint, and they are all weak chickens. Come to think of it, there must be no strong people in that world. I didn't see the excitement of these people. That's a bunch of hillbillies who have never seen the world. Ha 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 ha. This may be the opportunity for my soul Tiendi to come to the Do Emperor. In that world, my soul is about to be decided. Emperor Do can't save it. I said it. If you add so many living beings, and one world, my plan will succeed. Sol Tiendi waved his hand, and his heart was full of pride. All of you, follow me to the Demon Beast mountain range and invade that world. Several other families of the ancient 8 clans had already seen Sol Tiendi's movements. But they chose to watch the fire from the other side. Maybe it's also the idea that the Sandpiper and the Clam are fighting, and the fisherman is profitable. The raiders of the Warcraft mountain range, no one knows. There is a strong clan that is already attacking from afar with their ideas. You have joined a party. A prompt sound sounded in Xiao Yan's ears, and he reacted. At the same time, it was dark next to him. It seems to be some behemoth, obscuring the sun in the sky. Xiao Yan stumbled under his feet and looked up. In front of you, you will see a great chimpanzee, a large eagle, a small fox, and a unicorn. A fiery unicorn. Is this my teammate? It's all beasts, no one. I, Xiao Yan, feel that there must be something strange in this, as if it is hinting at something. But I'm so innocent. Haha. The Fire Kylan looked at his teammate in front of him who seemed to be like a fool and shook his head. I'm not a fool. Xiao Yan said angrily to the Fire Kylan. Wait a minute. Why can I understand what it says? Don't. Impossible, absolutely impossible. Xiao Yan, do these 930 demonic beasts know you? The old soul body of the medicine looked at them with interest. These monsters, like those who suddenly appeared. There is no vindictive energy in the body. But the strength is definitely not weak. Teacher, let's talk about this later. By the way, teacher, you will be resurrected soon. Xiao Yan's words made Yao Lao confused. But since he said so, he would naturally tell himself afterwards. Boy, you are the scattered raider of this world. Xiao Yan and Yao Lao turned their heads to look, and it was the 9 llamas who spoke. In order to keep Naruto from relying too much on the tailed beast. They are often separated, and now even the seal has been lifted. Feel free to let the 9 llamas act on their own. Yao Lao's soul looked at this little fox, he could feel that this fox was very strong. Very strong kind. It's not worse than Do Sheng. Xiao Yan was slightly surprised, and the 9-tailed fox spoke. But the next moment I don't care. Even the aerospace aircraft carriers came. What is a talking fox? Even if he came to the dragon, he Xiao Yan wouldn't take it seriously. All kinds of thoughts flashed through my heart, and I glanced at the corner of my eye. I saw a giant dragon descend from the sky and turn into a little girl in a pink dress. He opened his mouth and swallowed a demonic beast into his stomach. The mouth is so good. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Strategy for the All Heavens Dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 73. Connor-chan took a bite of a monster and carried one in one hand. After a few chews in his mouth, he seemed to be savoring the taste of Warcraft. It's not delicious. A muttering sound. Kungana, let's go, Keishuan called you to go to the shopping street. Another dragon fell from the sky. There's also a dragon knight on it. Well. It should be a dragon knight. The corners of Xiao Yan's mouth twitched, watching the little girl disappear into thin air with the dragon knight. Come to think of it, I should go back shopping. Went shopping? What the hell? Hey, boy, what are you doing in a daze? Hurry up and take Uncle Ben to find something delicious. Will you? Okay, okay. The 9 llamas heard Kylan's shout, and said to Xiao Yan. If you don't look for food, go find a wife for the fire unicorn first, and you want to be beautiful and sexy. Will you? What? I still want a water unicorn, I said that there is no water unicorn here. Xiao Yan and Yao Lao have spoken. Then look at the mighty and overwhelming army. I can only mourn for a second of silence for the Warcraft mountain range. However, just when their beast team was about to set off to help the fire unicorn find a wife, a figure stepped on a flying machine and landed. It was Mingzhu's ignorance. You are Xiao Yan's little brother, I am De Mingzhu ignoring. This time, Dakin, Daming, and Kyushu want to invite the little brothers and apprentices to discuss some things. Daming. Great Chin. Kyushu. Xiaoyan certainly knew what it meant. In other words, the flying aerospace aircraft carrier in the sky. It's a product of Kyushu, but I didn't expect the country to be so strong in the blink of an eye. Do they know I'm a traverser? Xiaoyan glanced at Yao Lao. Yao Lao said calmly. It's up to you. Since the teachers have said so, let's go for it. Teammates, I won't go with you, I'm sorry. Before Xiaoyan left, of course, he still said hello to his teammates. Only then did he follow Zhu Ignore and walk on a small flying machine. The aircraft carried the two of them and flew towards an aerospace aircraft carrier high in the sky. The closer you get, the more you can feel the heavy oppression brought to you by this war giant made of steel. Moreover, on top of that airspace aircraft carrier, you can also see many gemstones that shine brightly. It seems to have an inexplicable power, and it is ready to attack. These things attribute gems, and inscriptions, combined to form an enchantment. Zhu ignored the look in Xiaoyan's hillbilly eyes. There is an inexplicable sense of superiority in my heart. Couldn't help but open his mouth to explain to Xiaoyan. As for the high-tech aspect, he studied it well. After all, brushing zombies in the secret realm, and the firepower covering the blow, is much cooler than rushing up with a large army. The sound of every shell being fired, the music being played when it explodes. He was very intoxicated. This also allowed Yunlong to finally find a soulmate. A combination of technology and transcendence. Xiaoyan immediately thought of this. It's here. The aircraft is fast, but very stable and not bumpy at all. After stopping in Class A, there were many people who seemed to be waiting for their master and apprentice. But Xiaoyan saw it really well. These people's eyes seemed to be looking at their teachers. Haha, it was a shame to invite the two of you to come abruptly. In Xiaotachin Li Si, I have seen Xiaoyan's little brother, and this Dan Dao Master Medicine Elder. Great Qin Prime Minister Li Si. Read the violent novel, go to the Fila Novel Network. Haha, little brother Xiaoyan really knows my Dakin. Li Si obviously knew Xiaoyan's information. Xiaoyan was confused, since they all knew their details, there was no need to hide it. May you ask, how did you know about me? Let's go in. With Liang Rong, everyone entered the command room. After Xiaoyan listened to the raiders, origin space, and other things, this was clear. It turns out that the details of his own world, with the opening of this world, are known. By the way, Xiaoyan, what is your ID number? I'll check if you are from my Kyushu. Liang Rong seemed to be joking. When Xiaoyan heard this, he naturally wouldn't take it as a joke, and hurriedly said some information before he crossed over. A few people were joking, and the next thing was naturally business. Yao Lao, we are three kingdoms and want to cooperate with you. Liang Rong said straight to the point. Moreover, the matter of your resurrection is also on us, even if it is the sincerity of our three kingdoms to cooperate with you. Yao Lao's heart trembled. He understands all of this now, of course. Raiders, heavens, and worlds, quest secret realm. Even the resurrection or something is just a trifle. And the matter of cooperation. With his wisdom, he naturally knows what it is for. Alchemy. Raising his eyes and looking at Xiaoyan, this guy seemed to be encouraging himself to agree. Okay, that's not a problem. However, we have to settle things out in detail. As soon as Yao Lao agreed, everyone was naturally happy. On the spot, he planted, cultivated, picked, alchemy, and sold medicinal materials, and taught alchemy and other knowledge with the medicine elder. A series of collaborations have been reached. Of course, Xiaoyan is also happy to see this. And the three kingdoms are naturally even more happy. The biggest achievement of this welfare secret realm is the top alchemist in front of him. When the quartet signed the origin contract, Leng Feng opened champagne on the spot to celebrate. Xiao Yan took a can of Coke and took a sip of it. I haven't tasted it in years. But when everyone celebrates, a roar of the whole day resounded through the heavens. Even the aerospace aircraft carrier is shaking violently. In the sky above the entire Demon Beast mountain range, the fighting spirit was already in chaos. No good. It's the Soul Clan. Yao Lao said in a deep voice. With such a powerful aura, it seems that the Soul Clan is menacing this time. Teacher, what is the Soul Clan? Xiao Yan didn't know that he hadn't been in contact with the Soul Clan. The ancient 8 great clans, the Soul Clan. Descendant of the Daudi bloodline, with the top alien fire, the void-devouring flame. Yao Lao's voice fell. A spatial passage appears out of thin air. The soul of the Soul Clan, the void-devouring flame, the elder, and the 4 demon saints and so on. Among these people, there is not a single existence shop that is lower than Dosheng. It's easy to tear through the void and move it. The majestic pressure caused the Warcraft mountain range to fall silent in an instant. For the raider, it doesn't matter what he comes from. Anyway, there is a perfect resurrection. And didn't you look at those top powerhouses? One by one, they were angry and thinking about a big battle. Strategy for the All Heavens dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 74. Origin Sacred Mountain. In the arms of the epic sat the well-behaved Urian. Watch the special events that emerge in the Warcraft Mountains. This is the first time I've organized a welfare secret for cute raiders. It's hard for me to do this. 9 tails. The 9 tails squatting on the side, the 9 tails swinging, quickly came to the front of the era. Lord. Do you want me to destroy that world? That's not necessary, you can take these 2 items and give them to the raider. But don't worry, let them try their hand at the battle first. After Gun finished speaking, he waved his hand, and 2 items appeared. That's an irregular crystal, with a gourd. The 9 tails carried the gourd and crystal on their backs, and came to the Warcraft mountain range in a flash. At this moment, the Warcraft mountain range is already a battlefield. Dong Huang, you can't do it, come down quickly, let the old man try. Yayazai shouted Yao Yao. And the one who fought against the Eastern Emperor Tai was a 6th Order Soul Clan's Dosheng. I saw that between his gestures, the surrounding space was shattered. With a huge amount of power, the Eastern Emperor Tai was dwarfed in the moment he touched it. But he is only in the realm of human immortals, and he can fight against the Doshenji 020 who has been cultivating for at least thousands of years. It's already pretty good. And this battle can also confirm the path that has been practiced since entering the original source. Of course, there is a lot to gain. After this war, if you walk in the Tower of the Origin, you will definitely be able to complete the Immortals, and even step into the realm of Earth Immortals. This is the end of this battle, and if you continue to fight, you will definitely die. Dong Huangtai dodged, it was a dark teleportation skill, and he teleported away. But the entire void was shattered by the 6th Order Dosheng. So, when the Eastern Emperor Tai teleported, the fragmentation of the space directly tore him to pieces. Other words. Dong Huangtai blew up directly in public. Blown up. Announcement of the Heavens. Great Qin Dong Huangtai won the title of the 5 Scums of the Origin War. Reward, when wearing the title, the explosion rate is increased by 50, the enlightenment speed is increased by 30, and the cultivation speed is increased by 30. Reward, 1 Earth Immortal level Spirit Stone Vein, 10 fierce treasures of the ancient Kunpeng treasure technique. Note that the title will only be rewarded if it is obtained for the first time. Ahaha, afp, ha ha ha. Dong Huangtai exploded, who didn't take a picture just now? I paid 10,000 points to collect it. The voices of schadenfreude came and went. But the sound of the heavens announcement still made everyone envious. This reward, why didn't I die sooner? Earth immortal grade spirit stone veins, a whole one, there is even a heavenly immortal level spirit stone chalcedony in it, and I have made a fortune. These are nothing, mainly the Kunpen treasure technique, one of the 10 fierce ancient evils. This level is definitely more than the immortal level. And in the eyes of those strong people, there are many more lessons for this battle. I, Taoist Tianzong, will record this battle when the time comes, and then pass it on, so that the younger generations will not make this mistake. Yes, this Tianzong is going to directly use Dong Huang Tai as a teaching material. In the origin, the stunned Eastern Emperor Tai, the top of his head was shining. 5 scums of origin war. The crowd of onlookers was amazed. What a bright title. I'm afraid that if it's 10 miles away, you can see it clearly. It's so cool. No, I have to go in and die once, and get a title first. People who originally didn't have any ideas about the Warcraft mountain range couldn't withstand the temptation of the title, and they entered the Warcraft mountain range one after another. If you read a violent novel, go to Philu Novel Network. And in the Demon Beast mountain range, when the battle began, those top Soul Clan fighting saints who haven't made a move yet, I saw an unimaginable scene. After counting, even hundreds of thousands of people, they mobilized their own strength, with the determination to die, and sounded the horn of the charge. Dad, I'm going to die with Sadie, and I'll be back right away. Naruto grabbed Sasuke and ran towards the Soul Clan. Sasuke's face was cold, but for the first title of the origin space, he naturally didn't want to let go. Mowgli, what are you running? Yin Susu also shouted loudly. What kind of racial civilization is this, which can cultivate so many warriors who are not afraid of death? The Soul Clan fighting saint sighed. Yes, if my Soul Clan had so many warriors who were not afraid of death, they would have been able to rule the Duki continent a long time ago. But the most terrifying thing is that they charged, died, and smiled all the way, as if they had completed an inexplicable achievement. Humph, these people are stupid, they know that they are invincible, but they still come to die like this. They are simply a grasshopper regret tree, and they can't do anything. Soul Tnd has no waves in his heart about this. A group of ants is just a group of ants, and most of the dead are also ants. Since they want to seek death, then fulfill them, kill them all, and leave no one alive. Soul Tnd gave an order, and the Soul Clan naturally stopped leaving his hand. Including Soul Tnd himself. His eyes flashed, and naturally at a glance, he found the center of this group of people. It is the joint command center of the 3 powers. When Soul Tnd launched a comprehensive cleanup, the people in the command center naturally already knew about it. When the Soul Tnd's eyes looked at everyone, there was a ripple in his heart. Guys, it looks like you're going to die this time. Li Si smiled, not caring about it in the slightest. It's just a title to brush, but it's a pity that he was killed first by the East Emperor Tai, and there is no reward. But the harvest is good. Suda smiled very happily. After all, this harvest can greatly alleviate Daming's point consumption. But Liang Rong saw that when Soul Tnd was looking around the aerospace aircraft carrier, a figure flew down from the crack in the sky dome without hurry. It's that 9-tailed sky fox next to the UN Lord. When everyone heard Liang Rong's words, they hurriedly looked. Sure enough, it was the 9 tails beside the UN Lord. However, this time, the 9 tails seemed to be carrying something behind him. Oops. The 9 tails float on Class A. It's not a bad nether, but it's a pity that the UN Lord won't give it food. Liang Rong, Li Si, and others jumped in the eyes. Feelings for this fox, actually want to eat this world, the teeth are so good. Xiao Yan and Yao Lao were even more frightened. Lord Sky Fox. The Ninetales lazily glanced at Sol Tiendi. In this welfare secret realm, someone actually disturbed the grant of the primordial master. I specially ordered Ben Tianhu to come over and help you and others. After the Ninetales finished speaking, his body shook and the crystal and gourd were suspended in the air. These two items are the gods of the UN Lord Jean Er and others to break the game. Strategy for the All Heavens dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 75. Lord Tianhu, may I ask, what kind of artifacts are these two items? Li stepped forward and asked, looking at the two objects. This crystal, a gourd, can't tell what it is. The Ninetales are fluted. Then I remembered that when the master gave something, I didn't tell myself. I don't know. Anyway, the things are handed over to you, you hurry up and solve them. The nine-tailed sky fox won't say much, just let them play by themselves. Ahem. Langfang coughed lightly, walked to the side of the two items, and took a closer look. Let's look at this gourd first. Pointing to the gourd, he said very stylishly. With the master's supernatural powers, when I look at the gourd, it should be a treasure containing divine water or divine fire. If you open the gourd, you can dump the water from all over the world, or erupt a volcano. So, it's a group attack baby. Captain Langfeng is right, continue, continue. Suda said with a smile, looking at this baby gourd, he wanted to try it. Slow. Langfeng blocked Suda's hand and pointed at the crystal that shimmered with light. Master Su, don't worry, listen to me. To deal with that soul TND alone, I think it is enough to use this crystal thing. Looking at the puzzled eyes of Suda and the others, Langfeng continued to sell his guesses. This crystal artifact must be a single attack treasure. Look at it, this crystal water chestnut is clear and crystal clear. Therefore, attacking with this crystal will definitely destroy people's bodies with one blow. Then detain his soul and put it in this crystal, and he will never be reborn. After Li Si and the others said this, they nodded one after another, as if they felt that what Langfeng said was quite reasonable. Shall I try it then? Liang Rong took the lead and walked to the edge of the crystal. And the people did not object, and they did not quarrel with a woman. Humph. With two pieces of garbage that I don't know where they came from, I still want to kill me, I'm really looking for death. Sol Tiendi snorted coldly, and behind him, many tribes of the Soul clan had already gathered. Patriarch, let me take someone to clean them up, these ants are still delusional about fighting my Soul clan. Hearing the words of his subordinates, Sol Tiendi did not agree. The void-devouring flame on the side is not in a hurry. Let's take a look, let me see the performance of the otherworldly ants, it's a good entertainment. Sol Tiendi has absolute confidence in this. Liang Rong picked up the crystal on the deck. With a shake of the crystal in his hand, it turned into a gun in an instant. The high-tech kind. Everyone looked at Langfeng. Didn't you say that this is a treasure that can destroy people's bodies and detain people's souls? Ahem. Do you believe me, and see the blue crystal in the middle? This is the prison that binds the soul. You believe me? Langfeng felt that with his knowledge, there would definitely be no mistake. Miss Liang Rong, you can try it? That's right, just take a look at how this detention soul is detained. Langfeng sneered at the corner of his mouth, I am very interested in transcendent weapons. Especially this extraordinary weapon of the firearm class. I'm sure I'm right? Liang Rong took the weapon transformed into a crystal and aimed it at Sol Tiendi and his party. Haha, the ant show has begun. But the next moment. Holy! Sol Tiendi suddenly felt that his hairs stood on end, as if he was going to die in the next moment. The figure disappeared here in an instant. Rumble. I saw a beam of light shooting towards the Soul clan in mid-air. If you read a violent novel, go to Fila Novel Network. It's just a blink of an eye. under the gaze of the Do saints of the entire Do Chi continent. The void was blasted out of a hole, and the cracked space could not be closed for a long time. And from this empty look, you can see a higher world and exude majestic higher energy. And in that world, a huge planet was blown to powder in an instant. The explosion produced by the planet, along with that beam, swept through the entire galaxy. And the Soul Clan tribes of the Duki continent, except for the Soul Tiendi, and the void-devouring flame. It's all of it, and it's all been blasted to the ground. Quiescence. The Do saints of the Do Chi continent were already speechless in surprise. This. What kind of weapon is this? Captain Lang Feng, can you explain it to us a little bit more? Tear the space apart, blow up the planet, artifact. Everyone, don't get excited. Liang Rong swayed, as if she was frightened. Try another weapon, but don't let that soul escape. And the void-devouring flame, which is the top of the fire. Liang Rong was shocked, but her thoughts were still clear, and she hurriedly said. Only then did everyone discover that the void in front of the soul heaven and the void-devouring flame had given birth to a spatial wormhole, obviously trying to escape. Let me come, see how powerful I am. Fire. Lang Feng immediately picked up the gourd and pulled out the lid on the back of Soul Tiendi and the others who had disappeared into the wormhole. Just for an instant. The infinite killing aura bloomed, and the terrifying sharp intent seemed to split the entire world in half. The world wailed. The entire Do Chi world showed countless cracks. In a flash, a ghostly light erupted from the mouth of the gourd and escaped into the void. The next moment, the glow was back in front of the gourd. Only then did everyone see that this was a small knife. The knife turned around at the mouth of the gourd, seemed to be breathing, and then returned to the gourd. Okay, that's done, come to think of it, no one should bother you now. The Nine Tails put away the two artifacts and was about to leave. Lord Sky Fox, can you help repair the world, this? It was Yao Lao who spoke. Now the whole world is already in tatters, and it seems that it will shatter and collapse in the next moment. And thus the end comes. That's a lot. The Nine Tails muttered, and a black and white light flashed behind the tail and escaped into the void. But in an instant, the cracks that filled the whole world were slowly repaired with the naked eye. And then it was left intact. The Nine Tails walked slowly, carrying two artifacts on their backs, and humming a song in their mouths. That's it? Su Daleng said that he was still unsatisfied, and he wanted to experience that kind of artifact. Quick, Lord Tianhu will definitely not deceive people, Xiao Yan, Yao Lao, go and recover the corpse of Soul Tiendi, and the void-devouring flame. Will it be robbed by someone else? Humph, who dares to snatch our things at this time, and we can't find death. Look at the void with the red line, it must be the place where the soul died. Xiao Yan, drive a fighter, have intelligent piloting. Pill. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Strategy for the All Heavens Dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 76. Inside Mount Kinabalu. Ino waved his hand and put away the two items. The irregular crystal among them is a stellar weapon from the world of the man in black. Inside is a blue supergiant. Moreover, Liang Rong was directly released 100%. What a concept that is. It is equivalent to launching a blue supergiant star directly with one shot. Pierced through the nether void and came to the upper realm of alien fire. Then the blue supergiant collides with a planet and explodes. Directly destroyed a galaxy, and even caused the surrounding galaxies to be violently shaken. It even cracked the void and transmitted the shock to thousands of nethers. This is also the reason why the upper realm space is extremely stable. This is a supernova explosion that is even more powerful than the Do Emperor of the Netherworld. Fortunately, Liangrong hit the sky, otherwise the consequence would be that Gun would have to clean up the mess 403. And the gourd, its power is even more powerful. This is a treasure from a powerful world. Immortal killing god flying knife, an innate gourd born in the Hongmeng tree, open the gourd, and a flying knife will fly. This knife is a pure killing weapon, invincible and indestructible from the dragonless rune world. This is the world, the magic weapon that the Emperor of Heaven uses to inflict punishment. Among my so many rewards, this immortal slashing god flying knife can be regarded as one of the top treasures today. The era shrunk the gourd and turned it into a small gourd ornament. Tie a purple string and help Urian tie her hair. Lily Yin fought vigorously and turned in a circle in front of the era. Well, that's beautiful. Lily Yin heard the praise of the era, and her pretty face flushed. His eyes were shining, and he glanced at the 6 reincarnations in the sky. The goddess seemed to explode in an instant. A place of origin that is clear and peaceful. In the depths, it seems to be turbulent, conveying the power to destroy the infinite latitude. Gun patted his head and almost forgot about the two of them fighting every day. But he certainly doesn't favor one over the other. Naturally, I was prepared, but it was quite interesting to watch the two of them fight. And these two cultivators are much higher than themselves. From the hands of the two of them, they can intuitively touch the avenue, and the benefits are still a lot. While watching the two of them fight, Gun took out the crystal and turned it into a weapon. The blue superstar in it has naturally disappeared. However, Gun grabbed it and added another one. Then I fished leisurely. In the Demon Beast mountain range, the ground was scraped 3 feet to the ground. Not to mention Warcraft, it's not even a single hair. Still, there are a lot of people here. Mainly do business here. The object of business is, of course, all the forces in this world. Whether it's medicinal herbs, minerals, magical beasts, or cheats, they can all be traded. The things that are traded are naturally bartered, and there is no fixed value. And Xiao Yan and Yao Lao, that day they didn't just get the corpses of the void-devouring flame and the soul Tiandi. There's also a whole soul realm. However, they didn't dare to monopolize this space, so they naturally handed over the origin space. Even if it is given to the 3 major kingdoms, they will not dare to take over. But how could the epoch want these little things? It is directly handed over to them to deal with, and they only need to pay a small number of points. The collection of the Soul Clan is quite a lot, and the value is also extremely high. Naturally, all the forces involved in the robbery. The words of the Ming dynasty, one word, poor. So what they snapped up, not much. Deccan and Kyushu are equally divided. The other scattered forces carved up something else. It's a harvest for everyone. And the 7 days passed in a flash, and everyone left like a tide. Xiao Yan's words, the family was busy this day. If you read a violent novel, go to Fila Novel Network. After all, he had become a member of the otherworldly organization. Let his father, but he is very happy. And in the origin, everyone is still amazed at the 2 weapons that the era shot in the past few days. But it's even more concerning. It is the person with the most shining title among the countless 5 scum of the origin war with his head on his head. East Emperor Tai. The main thing is that everyone else has no titles, not to mention, they don't even have special effects. And only the title of the Eastern Emperor Tai flashes with special effects. In addition to the flickering light, the scene of the Eastern Emperor Tai's teleportation and being split by space and exploding was also played in a loop. It's breathtaking. But laughter is laughter, trouble is trouble. Who doesn't envy? Dong Huang Tai holds the title, do you think he will feel ashamed? Don't you see how arrogant he is now? H. There is also an immortal level spirit stone vein here, it is too little, I don't know if the seat can be used up in a few hundred years. And this is one of the 10 fierce treasures of the ancient world, this Kunpeng treasure technique. This is not good, it will destroy the universe or something. Dong Huang Tai, how can I be so brutal? I'm going to make merit. Dong Huang Tai's remarks can be described as a stone that stirs up 1,000 waves. Dong Huang Tai, I advise you to be kind. Zhang Sanfan, as a master, couldn't help but feel blocked in his heart. Dong Huang Tai, don't jump too much in the yin and yang family. This is a threat. The threat of 100 schools. But I'm not afraid. I, Dong Huang Tai, have a spiritual mine in my left hand and a Kunpeng treasure in my right hand. Even if you have both hands, you can't beat me. Of course, the benefits of profit sharing still have to be shared. The Kunpeng treasure technique cannot be taught. It's not that he doesn't want to. It's that the rules don't allow it. Instead, it is the spirit stone vein, this pure energy ore, which can be sold. No matter what system you practice, you can absorb this thing at will. Compared to pills or something, it's countless better. There are no side effects. Even the dragon maid bought quite a bit. In particular, Connor Chan, 5.4 left an undeniable saliva against the spirit mine. It's so delicious. It's even more delicious than pudding, so you have to give it to Keishuan to taste. But remember that a good kid should never learn from Connor. Ordinary people don't eat this thing indiscriminately, the energy is too pure and too much, and it is easy to fry after eating. If it weren't for Kobayashi adding some transcendent knowledge, he stopped Connor Chan. I can't say that Keishuan will have to be resurrected once. The source is restored to calm, after the welfare of the secret realm. In the original trading market, a large number of pill transactions began to appear. More and more prosperous. The strength of each family has risen sharply with the blessing of the pill. And in the 5 ninja fighting embassy, Bofeng Shuman husband and wife, and Uchiha Fugaku husband and wife. The 4 of them were discussing something. It seems to be about the middle ninja exam. Strategy for the All Heavens dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 77. Fugaku, the middle ninja exam is about to start. Shuman said lightly, as if he had made up his mind. Fugaku, since the resurrection these days, Naruto has unleashed no matter what kind of talents he has unleashed. For 3 generations, he didn't have any idea of removing the name of the demon fox for Naruto. Even the group hid them, and they watched Naruto even closer. Mizuman's words about the village's injustice to Naruto were full of heartache. Isn't this the consistent attitude of the village since the 2nd generation? Fuyu is more aware of this. The unfilial disciple of Watergate brought soil, and for his own selfish desires, he unsealed the 9 tails. Killed his master Bofeng Shuman, and his master who treated him as a son. And that night, didn't I also receive an order to help? The 3 generations and the high-ranking people such as Danzang were not afraid of the Uchiha clan and entered the power center of the village. After that, it intensified and marginalized the Uchiha clan. This stirred the nerves of the Uchiha clan. Moreover, his own stupid son, Itachi Uchiha, actually killed his own people and even his parents for the sake of the peace of this village. I have to say that my own education is really a failure. My Trin, 05 The 3 generations are too ruthless, why would they dare to do anything for the sake of power? They can do anything. Kusina complained to Uchiha Mikoto. What are you going to do in the middle ninja exam this time? Uchiha Fugaku asked. Originally, he was going to resurrect his own people. But after discussing with Bofeng Shuman, he still let go of this matter first. Because at that time, the Wave Wind and Watergate were still very entangled. Now that the Zongnan exam is coming, he should also be ready for Watergate. Bofeng Shuman looked at Fuyu. Thought of the fact that great Qin Yingzhen unified the world. Fuyu, I want to unify the ninja world, I want to change the law. Bofeng Schumann's words surprised everyone. Even Kusina didn't think of it. Watergate would have such a big reaction. Fuyu's eyes lit up, and he looked at the Watergate, waiting for him to continue to speak. The Watergate stood up and looked out the window, the prosperity of the origin space. I thought of the three kingdom powers. Daming, Dakin, Kyushu. Only in this kind of country. In order to do it, people are really alive people. I want to put an end to the constant war and strife in the ninja world. I want to learn from Emperor Qin and let the ninja world go to unity and stability. I want ninjas in the ninja world, and I will no longer be the weapons of all countries. Ninjas, like everyone else, should live their own lives. Maybe the first generation should have listened to Madara Uchiha at that time. The four of them, Fuyu, since their resurrection, have seen the whole fate. The war in the ninja world, the deceit in the ninja world. It's been going on, it's never going to be interrupted. Even if Naruto was the seventh generation. And Sasuke's assistants. It's not the same, and the war is going on. It's just that it continues to the next generation. Therefore, Fuyu fully supports Watergate. His hatred for the village was no less than that of Watergate. Moreover, if you want to ask them if they have the strength to overthrow the entire ninja world, isn't it just a matter of having hands? Of course, relying only on two families, with two small ones, and 9 tails, now it will definitely not work. The two little ones now also have the power to enter the film level. Sasuke's Indra's power and Naruto's Asura power have already been stimulated. Naruto learned the immortal mode, but he was not very good with the golden body of the 9 tails, and it was not as good as the Watergate. And Sasuke's riding will eye is already a kaleidoscope riding will eye. Gems with spiritual attributes and runic powers. There is also spiritual meditation magic, and martial arts. The side effects of using kaleidoscope are almost eliminated. If you read a violent novel, go to Feel a Novel Network. It's just that the pupil power is not as strong as the eternal kaleidoscope. And their real life and death experience is still too little. But Watergate and Fuyu have helpers. Especially this copy. A copy of the Chunin exam. It's an unlimited real-time dynamic dungeon. Although the scope is limited, it is limited to the Land of Fire. But Watergate and Fuyu both have one idea. Find Orochimaru, use the filthy earth to reincarnate, and resurrect those people. The shadow of the death of the 5 great ninja villages, and even resurrected Madara Uchiha. Let all of them be resurrected in Konoha. And it also has to make the pillars gather in Konoha. This information has to be fully revealed. Let all the ninja villages know. I don't believe that they don't come to Konoha to find out the truth. After all, digging the graves of their previous generations, you don't see that they can take the bait. If you want to do it, you can do it once. The final battle is decided. I have to say that the two people, Watergate and Fuyu, are really bold. For both of them, after all. The ninja world is nothing, mainly the big Barrelwood clan who came across the starry sky. That's the biggest enemy in the ninja world. So, Schumann will go to Dakin, Daming, or Kyushu to learn all kinds of knowledge. Finally came to a conclusion. Only by changing the lock can the ninja world be saved. But after all, almost no one in the ninja world obeys anyone. Then hit. Learn from Emperor Qin, sweep the 6 countries, and dominate the world. And, of course, this matter needs to be dealt with the 3 kingdoms first. Naturally, all 3 of them agreed. Mr. Lizzie, there are a lot of good 310 things in this ninja world, and the level of strength is also good. Wu Changguo opened the light curtain and carefully looked at the information he got from the intelligent elf. Well, chakra, ninjutsu, among which ninjutsu has many good spells. Like this resurrection technique. Li Si said leisurely, but Liang Rong next to him said. This resurrection technique is not applicable to other places, especially the origin secret realm. You still need corpses, and you need to save souls. A few people nodded, but the poor and crazy Ming sighed. Suda, Li Shanchang, and Chang Yuchun, who had just been resurrected, were discerning and saw many economic projects. I think the most important thing in this world is other things. Li Shanchang smiled and continued. For example, this pupil technique, white eyes, reincarnation eyes. Right will eyes, reincarnation eyes. And those various physiques, it's not bad. And the tailed beast. Li Shanchang seemed to be stunned, and when he saw these good things, he kept muttering. Ahem. Suda on the side coughed, but said. The most important thing is naturally the great Barrelwood clan itself, and the divine tree of its race. Yes, a race that is born with great strength. The fruit of the divine tree that can devour the growth of life on the planet. Strategy for the All Heavens dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 78. Phew, everything has been discussed. Watergate still believes in Fuyu's ability. After all, as the patriarch of the Uchiha clan, Fugaku is calm and calm. Talking to the major forces and asking for help is naturally good for him to come. Well, except for the three major kingdoms, all of the scattered forces have agreed to help. After all, it's an unlimited dungeon, even if it's death, as long as we succeed in the end and harvest the entire ninja world, even if we help pay points to resurrect, we won't lose. Watergate nodded excitedly. This battle even hurt the villagers. It can also be resurrected by reincarnation, other ninjas, then it depends on the situation. Among the scattered people, the Dragon Maid is in full swing. Martial arts powerhouses such as Zhang Sanfan, the evil in the east and the poison in the west, as well as the sword demon Dugu seeking defeat, Ximen blowing snow and others. And if necessary, in addition to the Ming dynasty, Dakan and Kyushu, willing to dispatch the contractor. This battle is bound to be won. Orochimaru has negotiated there. Fuyu asked, Orochimaru is the most difficult person, his heart is uncertain. Who would have thought that in the end he would become her? Orokai? Thinking of this, Fuyu couldn't help but feel a chill down his spine. Of course it's negotiated. It wasn't Watergate who spoke, but the voice behind him. Orochimaru. Fuyu turned around and looked at the feminine figure. You made the right choice. Orochimaru grinned, feeling the infinite power that was different from the ninja world. I can't go wrong. Including the sentenced village. As he spoke, he turned on the light curtain. Infinite life and time. The ability to resurrect at will. The different powers of the heavens and all the worlds are different from the energy of the chakra. A monster that is different from a tailed beast, a yokai. This thing, a pile of dungeon secret realms, a world, and so on. All made Orochimaru feel interested. As for Bofeng Shuman to unify the ninja world, I thought it was because of his bad brain. Now it seems that he is serious and can succeed. However, you guys get me some points first, and I'm going to buy a full-time scroll for the third line of necromancers. There's also a mage teleportation skill, and a flying machine. Also, why don't you sell scrolls? Especially the seal scroll, there are no items like this to store items here. Besides, starting tomorrow, I'll start collecting the corpses of the remnants. Madara's body is also wrapped around me, anyway, the bigger the trouble this time, the better. Orochimaru quickly left, leaving two big men looking at each other. Especially the matter of the sealing scroll mentioned by Orochimaru. The two of them really didn't realize that this kind of simple thing was very profitable here. If you can go to Kyushu and set up a machine, the assembly line to make seal scrolls, or detonation charms, etc. was mentioned by Orochimaru. The two of them couldn't help but think differently. Instantly remembered that the two of them had missed so many opportunities to make money these days. especially the seal scroll. You can store all kinds of items and items. It can't be helped, to be honest, none of the ninjas are economical. One by one, there is no other way to survive except to fight and kill. This may be because it has been used as a weapon for so long that you think you are a weapon. If there is no war, there is no killing between ninjas. The ninjas don't even have the meaning of living. You can only do tasks and talk about comfort. And go to the 3 major countries to learn from the waves. It's for the future of the ninja world, to do the thing that unpowers the ninja world. If you read a violent novel, go to Filu Novel Network. And Orochimaru didn't deceive anyone, and he directly bought the Necromancer 3 series scroll when he went out. Learn the teleportation skills and start preparing for the secret realm. However, looking at the display on the map, the place where the dense crowd of people is the trading market. He couldn't help but walk over. Shhhhh. A black creature, being led across, appears to be his pet. Alien. Orochimaru squinted his eyes were straight, and he couldn't wait to dissect and study them on the spot. And the technological products are even more dazzling. Colorful gemstones, sparkling with strange light. Inside the martial arts hall, a fierce roar erupted, as if it was a martial arts battle. Orochimaru has an itch in his hand, he also wants to buy it, and he also wants to buy it, but it's a pity that he is shy in his pocket. No, you have to finish the things in the ninja world quickly. With the products of the ninja world, you can definitely earn a lot of points. Orochimaru felt the embarrassment of having no money in his pocket. Quickly left the trading area and began his secret realm strategy. Ninja World. The middle ninja exam is imminent, but in the past few days in the ninja world, many terrifying news has spread throughout the ninja world. A flash of thunder flashed in Thunder Shadow's hand, blasting the walls of his office open. Of course, the secretary Azabi knew why Thunder Shadow was angry. Because the corpses of the 3 generations of Thunder Shadow were actually taken away, and a photo was taken and placed in Thunder Shadow's office. It can be said that it is provocative. And leave a message, if you want to recapture the body of the Thunder Shadow, then go to Konoha. And, not only that. That is, the 2-tailed man of Union Village, Zuli Yumurin, was also arrested. Silently, such a big thing happened in Union Village. The 4th generation of Lei Ying, how could he not be irritable? Azabi, inform Kiribi, and then, Konoha assembles. It's not just that something big happened in Union Village. In Iwakuin Village, the 3rd generation of Takuin looks at 3 photos. This is the 2-person pillar force that belongs to Iwakuer. The 4-tailed Monkey King is the Old Purple, and the 5-tailed King Mu is the pillar of the Han. There is also a photo of Iwakuer's 2nd generation of Tsuchikage. The human pillars disappeared one after another, and even the dead shadows and corpses of the villages were found by unknown enemies. The 5 ninja villages, almost not crazy. Among them, Wang, Li, Zhao, of course includes Konoha. Naruto is missing. Kakashi had also seen Naruto yesterday, however, Naruto had undergone certain changes with Sasuke these days. Kakashi didn't notice it, but he just felt that Naruto and Sasuke were getting stronger at a very fast rate. But why is it suddenly gone? Moreover, news came from other ninja villages one after another, and they wanted to find trouble with Konoha. The 3 generations of Hokage are having a headache at the moment. The secret group of Tibet, the burnt 3 generations of Hokage in the eyes of the body. An inexplicable smile appeared on his face, and he secretly thought in his heart. If things don't go through this time, I can find an opportunity to let me also come to the forefront, instead of being a shadow in the dark all the time. The information of the group is perhaps more detailed than the intelligence information of the 3rd generation. It's not just the other 4 ninja villages that are here this time. And the organization that the Weasel is in. Akatsuki Organization. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Strategy for the All Heavens Dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 79. Nagato, who could be doing these things? Xiaonan asks suspiciously. Someone can actually collect tailed beasts before the Xiao organization starts. Could it be Madara Uchiha? It shouldn't be him. If he could do it alone, then you wouldn't have planned to prepare for so long, to collect funds. But in the ninja world, a force suddenly emerged, which could silently capture the human pillar force and take away the corpse of the shadow capital under the noses of all ninja villages. And Nagato, his thoughts are very confused. Because he received a note that someone could come and go freely under his nose without him noticing. Do you want Yahiko to be resurrected completely? Do you want to see your original dream? Do you want to let the world experience suffering? Do you want to end suffering? Who is it? Who the hell could it be? Resurrection Yahiko. What was the original dream of Tsuki? If it weren't for Yahiko's death, I would still believe that the ninja world would be able to do what I wanted. But it seems that this mysterious force has actually captured so many tailed beasts. It seems that his means should be the same as the purpose of the present Xiao. Provoke the fourth ninja war. Okay, I'll see the final result first. Nagato thought so. 287. A glimmer of light flashed on the note, and then a photograph appeared. Nagato, be careful. Xiaonan stood in front of Nagato, who was immobile, looking at the note suspended in the air and a photo. It's the same corpse. That's right, this is a photo of Madara Uchiha's corpse. But Orochimaru really has a way, and he can actually get from the Black Absolute alone. Take Madara Uchiha's body away. I have to say that he learns and masters the original skills and uses them very quickly. And send the photo on a slip of paper. It's just the mark of the Flying Thunder God that Watergate has planted a long time ago. After the improvement and development of magic, the Flying Thunder God's technique can be used to teleport small items remotely, and it can be used perfectly. Madara Uchiha. Nagato and Xiaonan, looking at the photo, said in unison in surprise. How could someone kill him? Xiaonan said in disbelief. But Nagato noticed something unusual. Konan, if this is Madara Uchiha. So, who will be the person who calls himself Madara Uchiha? Nagato remembered the message on the note. I don't know why, but I actually laughed on my face. Interesting, really interesting. It's been a long time since there's been such an interesting thing in the ninja world. He's inviting me, no, he's inviting us. Of course I won't let him down. Xiaonan, inform all Xiao members and go to Konoha to gather. Xiaonan looked at Nagato and didn't say anything. But I always felt uneasy in my heart. And that fake Madara Uchiha, under the mask that was revealed. Its name is Uchiha Obito. A fool whose heart was deceived and did what he did to deceive his teacher and destroy his ancestors. Compared to Nagato's killer, both are equally guilty of the unpardonable sin. To distinguish between the two, Nagato is for the ideal, teacher, the peaceful ninja world you teach is not good, then I will end the ninja world. And Obito, that's because of the death of the beloved woman. Lin. Uchiha Obito holds a photograph of Rin's corpse in his hand. AHH. Who is it? How dare you blaspheme Lin? Obito was almost mad, and the chakra was surging, impacting everything around him. Konoha. Read the violent novel, go to the Fila Novel Network. Bofen Mizuman and Uchiha Fugaku, plus Orikihime. Taking advantage of the fact that the middle ninja exam is about to begin, the three of them are doing things together. Finally, the attention of the entire ninja world was attracted. But it's bitter for Konoha. The three generations who are anxious are naturally the first to recall the second of the three ninjas. After all, Orochimaru had already defected. Jiraiya and Tsunade naturally, I got the news. After all, these news have swept the entire ninja world, such a big crisis event. Naturally, they wanted to go back to the village. But for Tsunade, her heart is like ashes, of course, she refuses to return to Konoha. This point, in the original Fate, Watergate naturally knew. So, he sent photos of the corpses of the first and second generations to Tsunade. In this way, there is no fear that Tsunade will not return to the village. Watergate, in this case, is it the original Fate, has been stirred by the two of us. Fugaku was not too worried about this. I'm really afraid that I can't finish it, so it's a big deal to bow down to the head and pray for help. When the time comes, if it is Lord Tianhu, bring those two weapons again. Isn't that a matter of minutes? Moreover, with the strength of the ninja world. On the Kyushu side, they will bring the latest non-radiation mushroom bombs, or the latest space-based weapons. That kind of space-based weapon is much stronger than the heavenly hindrance earthquake star in Fate. I heard that the continent can be defeated. Fuyu's thoughts were flying. Watergate nodded, and then said, "What all ninjas can't do, it's up to us to do. Anyway, in a word, we will succeed in the things that fail in Fate. The UN Master has granted permission, and the Source has helped, this is who we are now. I will definitely succeed." Ha 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 ha. Fuyu heard Shuman's words, and he couldn't help laughing a few times when he was calm. What Asuras, what Indras, what sons of prophecy. I just want Sasuke to stop carrying hatred and live happily. Of course, Zoryana must not be missing. Thinking of his granddaughter Zoryana in his fate, Fugaku couldn't help but squint his eyes. Yes. Bofeng Shuman agreed with Fuyu's words. I also thought of my own grandson and granddaughter in my fate. The two of them, or rather, plus Uzumaki Kushina, and Uchiha Mikoto. The four of them were resurrected, but they had to do such a big thing in the ninja world. A big reason is on their respective sons. His own death made his son grow up in war and slaughter. Although the results are good. But, in the end, it is like a predetermined destiny that has been written. So, why not just sweep the whole world? And with the origin space, there is a dungeon secret realm. Ninjas can transfer internal wars and killings to these places. Wouldn't it be better? In this way, the ninja world can also return to calm. But the two also know. The ultimate. After the ninja village is unified, it will definitely be attacked by the 5 major countries. Those rotten national leaders. It's just that when the time comes, how to manage the ninja world. It's a headache. None of the ninjas have any experience in governing a kingdom. When the time comes, you still have to find foreign help. Strategy for the All Heavens dungeon, starting from the Biohive. Author, I'm chasing water in the sky. Chapter 80. Origin Space, Orochimaru's Laboratory. This is Orochimaru using his research results to impress Bofeng Shuman and Uchiha Fugaku. Only then did it consume a lot of points and make a small origin station. Compared to the ninja world, the experimental environment here is the best. Orochimaru is dissecting a alien. Although there are various research data on aliens, there are a lot of them in Kyushu. But let's be honest. Kyushu's various studies on transcendent directions are indeed inferior to Orochimaru. Mr. Orok, what bloodline of the ninja world is used this time? An expert from the Kyushu Institute of Bioengineering asked Orochimaru. This is the physique of my student Jun Malu, called the corpse bone vein. It's the last person of the Kagaya clan that has been wiped out in the ninja world. Ability to freely control the of bone cells. When a biology expert hears this, he naturally thinks of a lot. This free control of bone cells would be of great use if it were used in medical treatment. And when an alien was injected into the bone vein gene of Jun Malu by the Great Snake Pill. The alien's body has changed dramatically. The trembling body, the tiny bone spurs, drilled out of the alien body, brings out a large amount of corrosive liquid. Jun Malu stood in front of a few people, beware of the explosion of the alien. Obviously he didn't understand the security of the station. As the bone spurs grow disorderly, the alien struggles. It then exploded, turning into a pile of tangled bones. The concentration of the corpse bone vein gene is high, maybe it can be diluted again. Orochimaru muttered, and the bioengineering apprentices on the side naturally made a record of the experiment early. Ding! The light curtain in front of Orochimaru's eyes flickered, and the caller ID showed the avatar of Bofeng Schumann. Everyone, you are busy, my business in the ninja world is about to begin. Junmaro, let's go. Mr. Orochimaru, remember to bring back some of your specialties. Orochimaru naturally knows what the so-called specialties in the mouths of these research madmen are. It's nothing more than white eyes and riding wheel eyes, or genes, and tailed beasts of various physiques. Among the ninja embassies. One more woman. Swirl Phosphine. At this time, she was still a ninja in the grass ninja village. The original fate was to have a relationship with Sasuke after the middle ninja exam, and then joined Orochimaru's team. But now, naturally, he was brought to him by Jusinai. There are not many people in the Vortex clan, and she will naturally take more care of her own people when she has the ability. Watergate, is this about to begin? Orochimaru doesn't talk much nonsense, hurry up and finish the fight. He also has to go to Kyushu to learn information on scientific research equipment. Prepare for future biological and life science engineering research. Well, let's start with you, Konoha's renegade, and kick off this unification of the ninja world, which is not bad. Konoha 3 generations smoke old smoking guns. The wrinkles on the face have also become more numerous. Danzang, what is the news of the roots? Looking at the anxious eyes of the 3 generations, Tuanzang's heart became even more cheerful. Perhaps, the next moment the 3 generations will die suddenly, and Tuanzang will wake up laughing. Tuanzang, have you ever mixed a foot in it? The eyes of the 3 generations bloomed for a moment, staring at Tuanzang. As the god of ninjutsu in Konoha textbooks, he naturally has his uniqueness. But if you want to talk about this matter, whether you are involved or not, then naturally you don't. Look at Shimura Danzo, how many people carry the black pot like before? Humph, you really don't know the secret between you and Orochimaru. And the forbidden technique that wants to use corpse development and use is only the filthy earth reincarnation technique of the 2nd generation of adults. Isn't Orochimaru doing something here? Read the violent novel, go to the Fila Novel Network. 3 generations are old, but not stupid. No matter how hidden the group is, if there are too many times, it will naturally leave a trace. Forget it before, turn a blind eye. Anyway, it's Konoha who benefits. But this thing was done with Orochimaru's figure. All ninja villages have been involved. And the big names and dignitaries of the big countries, they choose to watch from the sidelines. For them, weapons are too strong and easy to hurt people, and they need to be taken out often to consume. Perhaps, since the Third War, it has been peaceful for a long time. Dignitaries and daimyos, and even more want to see the slaughter and consumption between ninja villages, rather than the stable development of the 5 shadows on their footing. Apefei, you can eat indiscriminately, you can't talk nonsense. My collaboration with Orochimaru, it's all for Konoha. Rather than not knowing what Orochimaru is doing in secret, it is better to cooperate, at least to find out some of his movements. And a while ago, Orochimaru mysteriously disappeared, and I already have no news of him. Danzang muttered loudly. I almost didn't shout out loud that my Tuanzang was innocent. You Apefei, don't be innocent for no reason, and dirty my innocence. The 3 generations were non-committal, and thought of the tailed beast again. Naruto's disappearance indicates that the nine tails may have been unsealed. And it's not just Konoha whose tailed beasts have disappeared, it's also the other ninja villages. The only ones who can have this means are the Uchiha clan. The three generations thought of the Konoha Nine Tails incident, and the Nine Tails were unsealed. Perhaps the Uchiha clan did it. But now, the Uchiha clan has been wiped out. Could it be a ferret? Can he have the means? While pondering, there was movement outside. A shadow ninja crouched outside. Hokage-sama, Danzo-sama. What's the matter? Lord Cloud Hidden Thunder Shadow, Lord Iwa Hidden Earth Shadow, Lord Fog Hidden Water Shadow, Lord Sand Hidden Wind Shadow, all of them have arrived. The Dark Ninjas also said that there were less, and some small ninja villages naturally came. For example, the Grass Ninja Village where Uzumaki Fragrant Phosphorus is located. Of course, the three generations can't hide at this time, after all, everything is pointed at Konoha. The other ninja villages, what they think in their hearts, no one knows. Perhaps, they will also think that all this is done by Konoha. Tuanzang, at this time, you don't have to think about it anymore. Don't have a hard time for any of us then. After saying that, the three generations hurriedly left. And the group is hidden. Whether he listened or not, I don't know. In the village, for the villagers, they only feel that these days are particularly lively. Konoha Ichiraku Ramen God's performance today is also very good. Sasuke is gone. Naruto is gone. Sakura Haruno muttered, and beside her, there was Konoha Elite Shinobi Flag Wood Gagakai. Phew, it's Kakashi Hakiki. And beside Kakashi Hakiki, there is also a ninja who looks wanton and unkempt. One of the three ninja of Konoha. Toad Immortal, Jiraiya. 1.